Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Bridging the Badge. I am Officer Lazaro Palos, currently assigned to the Las Cruces Police Department Community Outreach Unit. Today, we will be talking with two of our community advocates who are assigned to Community Outreach Unit. Let me introduce you to Grace and David. Grace, David, thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you.
So, a little about yourself. How long have you two been with the department?
I have been a community advocate with the department since spring of 2021, January specifically. Myself and David were one of the two that began.
Okay.
So I've been with the department 6 years.
And has it always been community related?
So I initially started in the victim advocates unit, and then in 2021 transitioned to community advocate.
Okay. So, with that being said, what is a community advocate? I think we all want to know that.
So what our specific role is, we interact with the community and bridge the police department with the community. Our roles are very diverse in what we do. So we do some internal stuff as far as tracking our community outreach and our stats. And externally, what we do is we respond to certain activities that happen within the community. We help coordinate events for the community outreach unit. We answer questions that the public may have as far as what's going on in the community and the police department.
Yes, and on that, I will also add, as community advocates, we are community connectors. So we connect the resources out there available to so many of the public at a time of need. We also do a lot of community outreach. We do critical incident aftercare follow-ups. We also do supportive advocacy, as well as just lots and lots of talking and sharing of information and ongoing education as well.
Well, sounds like you guys got your work cut out for you. So, I know you two are community advocates. Do we have any more community advocates?
So there are two others, Megan Soul and Valerie Viet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So, with that being said, when you guys get called out, are you assigned a certain area of the city, or how does it work?
So we are all diversified and we have niches that we take care of. One of mine is I do homeless outreach. And so it kind of depends on what the call out is or what the prevailing issue is, will dictate who responds.
Okay. So community events, is that kind of one of your bered and butter?
So it's one of the things that we're charged with is putting the police department out there and being available to the public.
Okay.
I will also add, we do a lot of community engagement events, and part of our events do come through the City of Las Cruces request website, but we also do a lot of street outreach operations alongside our community outreach officers. We are out there. We do a lot of, we're in the schools, we're in the daycares, we're in the faith-based communities. We're out there pretty often, whether it's a seasonal ongoing event that we do, such as National Night Out. And we also are out there at times of need, such as like our storefront project that David and I first began, and David continues to be a part of as well. We also work on our auto theft, so we do follow-ups in reference to those as well. We look into our vandalism, graffiti abatements, we are constantly out there talking with people on how to provide resources and assist where we can. We've also worked on the street operations where we partnered with other agencies, government and non-government, as well as some behavioral health partners as well, where we meet up at a time. We did a project in the Picacho district area street where we met up, we provided resources, we hygiene packets and split up in teams and walked. One team went one side of the street and another team went along the other side, and we just talk to people. So a lot of what us advocates do are engagement and talking with our community people.
Okay, very interesting. So, David, a while back you mentioned business, the storefront property.
Yes.
Can you explain that?
So anytime a business experiences vandalisms, either incidents of vandalism, break-ins, anything that affects their ability to operate, there's a fund through the city that allows them to get reimbursed for certain things to help mitigate the cost of that damage.
And I guess that's where you guys come in. Like, you review the calls, review the shift notes. Is that what?
So we'll look at the shift notes that get called in. Sometimes it'll come through city council or the city manager's office in regards to specific businesses that have been affected by those by vandalism or break-ins. And so we'll contact the business owner, make them aware of any services that they may be eligible for, and we help them through that process.
Okay. So I have to ask this question. So if a business does not generate a police report, is there still, they just contact you guys, and where would they get that information?
So it's always it's part of the grant that they do have a generate a police report. So they don't have to speak to an officer. They can do an online report, and that will enable them to further the process.
So very important for businesses out there.
It's very important for them, not only for the grant, but it also lets the police department know what types of crime are happening in what part of the community.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
So as an advocate, what are some of the, I guess, the prereqs, or what is it required to be in the position you two are in?
I think the minimum requirement is a bachelor's in social services.
Okay.
I'll let Grace talk about her experience.
Us as advocates, we have a variety of extensive education and experience. I think each of us brings a unique balance to working with and out there in the community. I myself, born and raised here in Cruces, I have a background, a lot of corrections and juvenile justice. So I take pride in serving my community, and although I lived here in District 2, born and raised here by the Washington, Booker T, Lynn area, I chose a rough route. And I got pregnant at 14, had my daughter at 15, went to, I dropped out of high school, got my GED, went to become an MSU graduate, began my career in corrections. Through corrections, I left as a sergeant, followed with doing a lot of juvenile justice work. So I worked with youth in the community and families after working in corrections, and then I followed the path of juvenile justice to divert youth from going into the system, as well as ran the program there. Juvenile citation program is what it was called. Now it's called Juvenile Development and Diversion. So on that note, that's part of why I'm back out in the community to serve my community and hopefully break that generational cycle that oftentimes I've seen in my career. So I'm part of working alongside a great team of people and officers, and I take pride in what I do for my community.
Wow, it's a very extensive background. So I have to ask this question. Had there been community advocacy before, you think that would have helped you coming up?
I did have that conversation with officers as a youth, a troubled youth back in my day in my community, and it was an officer that did have that conversation with me and told me, like, you have a supportive family, why do you keep choosing this route? And it didn't get me at that moment to realize the importance of that conversation with or interactions that I did have with law enforcement. Until later in my career, it made me realize that I can have impact on my community and the people that I have in contact with. So definitely those mentors and whether it's community advocacy or law enforcement do play a role in our youth and our community.
That's very good to hear. Actually, very refreshing being an officer and being put in those positions sometimes. So David, I have a question. Where if somebody wanted to come speak with a community advocate in reference to maybe an ongoing issue that they're having in the problem, or maybe trying to seek resources for somebody in need, where do they go to speak with you?
So on the City of Las Cruces website, you would look for community outreach. All the community outreach officers' email addresses are listed, as well as the areas that they work in, as well, of course, and the corresponding community advocate to those districts.
So for each community outreach officer, there will be an assigned community advocate?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Now, is this something that's just, as far as the police department's concerned, is it more for the community outreach officers, or is patrol able to utilize your services?
So Patrol has called us out to address certain issues. So it's department-wide. And anybody has an issue or needs assistance from an advocate, Patrol can reach out to us. If the community has an issue or questions or concerns, they can also reach out to us as well.
Okay. And as far as events go, where can someone find that if they're not?
So on that same community outreach link, there's a request for, I forgot what it's called, request for appearance. And if they fill out the blanks, it'll come to the PIO office, Public Information Office, as well as to the department. And then we can look at how we can best address that request.
Okay. So another question I have for you too, can you give us an example of, I guess, an incident where you were called out and something that like kind of resonated with you, like an experience that you had maybe with patrol, an outreach officer, or something you could think of?
So probably one of the biggest incidents that we got called out on was a domestic violence situation that happened where it affected a whole neighborhood. And so what Grace and I did was go door to door to that neighborhood to let them know that, because there's what's called secondary trauma. So they may not have been the person involved in that event, but seeing that event, being a party to it, being a witness to it also causes trauma. And so our Grace and I's mission was to make people aware that if they were feeling upset or disturbed or having really just issues with what happened, there were services out there available to them.
Oh, very good to know.
I will also share that during times of critical incidents, aftercare, we do knock on doors and we do talk with so many people. And during those times that we do conversate with the people, we hear, I'll speak for myself, I hear their grief, I hear their struggle, I hear their pain, their frustrations during times of very stressful situations. And this incident, I remember talking with people in reference to no longer feeling safe, their kids feeling safe outside playing in the neighborhood. The incident occurred on the street, so it was in view of so many of the neighbors, and some of the neighbors expressed concern for, say, the elderly lady that lived alone and what she was experiencing during that time. So during community outreach, and we're out there talking with people, we hear so many of the feelings that they experienced and they felt during that time. Of course, we've also talked with individuals where they express joy and happiness and appreciation for law enforcement and what we do, but it's during those critical care, aftercare incidents that people are able to really speak their feelings. And of course, we can continue to be that aftercare and support within the process. And a lot of times these are people that come to our events and continue to speak and share their thoughts and feelings. So we built those relationships, those linkages between police and community, which is so great as community advocacy.
Okay. But that's can be overwhelming at times, I bet. I know myself as community outreach officer, I've reached out to you guys several times, and you've come and you've helped me maybe place an unhoused individual, get them the resources they need, and even house people or get them treatment or get them maybe that help that they did not know existed before. So I appreciate that 100%. Like I said, when you guys come out, I'm like, yes, thank you, because there's a lot of things I don't know. There's a lot of points of contacts and things out there for the community that I'm not really aware of, but you guys make us aware. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
Carlos.
So I know I asked you earlier, David, well, I asked both of you about the members or the advocates that we have. I feel like we're missing one more person. Not so much a person. Can you elaborate on that there, David?
So for the last 5 months, I have been the handler for the police department's emotional support dog. His name is Ranger. He's going to be 4 in December. So I'm hoping that he becomes an integral part of self-care within the department, as well as assisting in other events. It's just one of those other tools that we can use to bridge the community with the police department.
Okay. I didn't want to leave him out, so because I know I've utilized him a couple times, and you brought him out. I think it was a young child who, unfortunately, her parents were arrested, and you came out with the Ranger, and it kind of smoothed a lot of things over and made our job a little bit easier.
It does. There's definite science behind emotional support animals, both for within the community and within the department itself. So I think it's going to be one of those great tools as we utilize Ranger more. I think it's going to have a greater effect, both internally and externally.
Okay. Now, Grace, I know earlier you mentioned you spoke with a lot of people when it comes to like at events. Can you give me some example of events that we hosted and you were able to, I guess, speak with people and their concerns of the community?
Yes, we do have ongoing regular meetings with communities, such as Mock on the Block. Lunchbox Lemonade is seasonal for our summer, but Mock on the Blocks is a good example of where we do get that engagement with people. And sometimes it's not, we're able to provide navigation through even just city departments sometimes. So whether a neighborhood is seeking to advocate within their own neighborhood, such as how to get a pothole covered, or how to get a stop sign that's missing, or how to report traffic speeding in their neighborhood, how to initiate that traffic calming process. We're able to connect those dots to provide that information to them on how to reach out and who to reach out, and kind of just self-advocate within their own neighborhood. So Mock on the Block is a good example, and that's something that we continue to be out in the neighborhoods and encourage people to come out to ask those questions and get involved and really help their neighborhood.
Okay. And Lunchbox Lemonade, what is that?
Lunchbox Lemonade is a summer series of just families to come out, share their concerns, and talk with law enforcement officers.
Just engage with the department on a more personal, relaxed level, as opposed to having to engage with an officer because something traumatic is happening. Yeah. It's an opportunity for them to speak to either an advocate or an officer, and just ask general questions in a relaxed environment.
And we also have our codes officer that are available to answer questions as well. We partner with Raising Cane's Lemonade, so there's free lemonade, free popsicles, and we rotate throughout the splash pads for the summer.
Okay. I was a little concerned, like Lunchbox Lemonade. All right.
Yeah,
so
people bring their lunch, and we kind of just hang out. It's a great event. People look forward to it. This is our 3rd year. Our last one is coming on August 21st at the Plaza, downtown Main Street.
Oh, that's very good. Good to hear. Like, I feel like a lot of these events are vital, like you said, bridging that gap between us and the public. So I have to ask, is there something that maybe I didn't ask or mention in regards to being an advocate? No.
I like to talk about a little bit of the history. I think that that's important because when I came on board 2021, we first came on with the LCPD Cares philosophy. And to me, I take that to heart because born and raised here in Cruces, that stuck to me to apply and to become an advocate. The philosophy of LCPD Cares expresses that the people in the department, both commission officers and civilians, have that invested
interest in the community.
in caring for their community. Thank you, David. With that being said, like I shared my story, being born and raised, I believe in those that serve have that service heart, and they take passion for the people that they serve. Quality life is important to us, to me, and I take pride in that.
And really just what the program was designed to do was to humanize the police department and make us open to the public and just really let the public know that it's more than just what they see on TV or what's read in the paper. The majority of officers live in this community, and so they take pride in what's happening, and we care about what's happening in the city.
Yes, definitely.
So pretty much the whole community advocate, the whole concept kind of like grew from LCPD Cares, and it is what it is today.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Well, thanks for that brief history lesson. I tend to forget that it did start, from the whole LCPD Cares concept. So I believe we did a rock sculpture on the side of the building one, or
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. And when's the next event coming up for the advocates, or for the advocates to engage with our community?
The next one, I believe, is a Lunchbox Lemonade on the 21st,
Okay.
as we stated, from 9 to 1, downtown Plaza. But we also have maybe a Walk on the Block coming up, too, as well. We always have events partnered within various places within the community, so you definitely see us out there.
And once again, the best place to find all this information is through our social medias.
Yes.
And
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
then also, if they want to request community advocates out to school, neighborhoods.
Yeah, so they would go to the City of Las Cruces website under the Las Cruces Police Department, Community Outreach. There's links for all our email addresses, all the districts that we're assigned to, as well as the page to request community advocates to come out to an event.
Great. This is great information. Thank you guys very much. Yes, so I believe that's all I have.
Thank you, Officer Paulos.
Thank you.
Good feedback.